G'day viewers, how you going? Chris Bloor here today, walking again in the local park here in the beautiful city of Chiang Mai in Thailand, and I'm bringing you another video in our social media marketing strategies and ideas series. And remember, we've got 132 different social media marketing strategies and ideas that we're going to be sharing in this series. Not only myself, but also my business partner, Jim Bunker. He's going to be doing some videos soon. And today, I've got a whole bunch more ideas for you to help you see more engagement, more traction, more sales, more cash flow, and more profits in your social media marketing. And we're going to start that, guess when? Right now. Okay, tip number one is to make sure that you set up your social media channels the correct way. Make sure that you have the right images. Make sure that you use the right keywords to describe your Facebook group or your YouTube channel. And if you're stuck on that and you need any help, pop a comment down there in the comments below and we'll get some free information to you. Tip number two is for those of you who might be in a hurry. Tip number two is to do some paid Facebook advertising. But, I know it's a big but, folks, make sure that you know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, we have a form in the description below. You can pop your details in that form and I will introduce you to somebody who is an expert that can help you with your Facebook paid advertising. Now, I personally seldom, if ever, use paid advertising. I haven't needed to for many years now. I definitely don't use any paid advertising here on YouTube, but if you're in a hurry and you need to start seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of prospects immediately, do some paid Facebook advertising. And if you're an expert, go for it. If you're a newbie, take care because you could lose your shirt doing advertising. And if you need help, pop your details in that form below this video in the description. Tip number three is a really, really important one. In fact, it's probably the most important tip and one that you'll hear over and over and over again throughout this series. Tip number three is something that you should bear in mind with every post that you write, with every tweet that you send, with every video that you record, with every single engagement that you have at every single step along the way in your business. It's really, really important. Can you guess what it is? Tip number three is to always focus on growing relationships. You see, one reason why social media is such a powerful place to connect with your audience, to build trust, to boost engagement, is precisely because social media is the place where you can grow relationships. You don't need to try and be anything that you're not. You just need to rock up, be yourself, give people value, and always, always, always to grow relationships. You see, if your goal is simply to make money, people are going to pick up on that, and pretty soon you're going to lose your followers. But if your goal is to build quality relationships with people, people are going to start to know and like and trust you more and more and more. Tip number four, so important, don't have a scarcity mindset. And because so many people do have a scarcity mindset, they are wary of sharing their best content. And folks, I would like to suggest the exact polar opposite of that. When it comes to Facebook, when it comes to YouTube, share the very best content that you've got. Because if you truly have a message worth listening to, you'll find that people will listen to it over and over and over again, both in free and in paid format. Don't have a scarcity mindset that says, well, if I share all the good stuff, people are not going to buy anything from me. Because in reality, Myself and many other marketers would tell you in a heartbeat quite the opposite is true. Stop and think for a minute of some marketers that you trust, respect and admire. Okay, you've got some marketers in mind. Ask yourself this question: is their free stuff better than lots of the paid stuff that you've bought? And what effect did that have on you? I'll bet that it made you think, wow, if their free stuff is this good, how freaking amazing must their paid stuff be? I'm correct, aren't I? Of course I'm correct. And that's because it is a principle. It's like a spiritual law that whatsoever you sow, you're going to reap. If you want to grow a vegetable garden, you don't sow sparingly. You don't think, well, I love carrots, but I tell you what, I'm only going to plant 5 carrot seeds. And I love tomatoes, or tomatoes as the Americans call them, but I'm only going to plant 1 plant. No, you sow bountifully in the sure and certain hope that you're going to reap a bountiful harvest. So folks, don't be stingy when it comes to your content on social media. Share your very best stuff, and people are going to absolutely love you for it. Number 5 is so simple, and yet the amount of people who ignore this vital step in their social media marketing strategies and ideas astounds me. And it is simply to reply to the comments that you get. When people ask you a question, when people tell you thank you for a post, when people leave a comment, you need to reply religiously, because when you do, it counts for engagement. It triggers more exposure in just about every social media algorithm on the planet. Don't ignore people's comments. Give it this way. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and you've asked them a serious question, or you've paid them a compliment, and instead of saying, well, thank you, Mary, or thank you, Joe, they completely ignore you? That's a pretty horrible feeling, isn't it, folks? I mean, when people do that to you, it's almost as bad as a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. And what effect does it have on you? You clam up, right? You think, well, I'm not going to share with him anymore. I'm not going to share with her anymore, because I asked them a question, I left a comment, I spoke to them, and they just completely ignored me. Don't be that man. Don't be that woman. Be the person who responds with grace and with gratitude. And remember the 2 magic words, please and thank you. They will make you more sales. They will open more doors. They will get you further on social media than you could ever possibly imagine. Make sure you respond to comments. Social media marketing strategy number 6 is really simple. So many people miss out on this, and it is ask questions. Now, in the previous video, I gave you a whole bunch of questions to ask, but I want to say this: the more questions you ask, the more engagement you're going to get. So right now, I'd like to ask you, what do you think of this video? Is it helpful? Is it insightful? Is it giving you any ideas you can use? If it is, I would please ask you to leave a comment down there below. And if you've got any suggestions for other videos, please go ahead and mention them in the comments below. Number 7 is a really obvious tip, and it's another one that people completely overlook, or they ignore, or they treat lightly. Do you know what number 7 is? It is to answer questions. When people leave a question in your comments, don't just like it and then not answer their question. That will drive people absolutely stark raving bonkers with you. Answer their question, even if it's a quick thank you for your question, and you point them in the direction of an article or of a resource that can help them. Be the guy, be the girl that answers people's questions, and you'll see more engagement. It's that simple. Okay folks, the final tip for today, this is one that I use all the time on YouTube and in Facebook. In fact, you are seeing this final tip in action in this video series, and it is just that: start a series. Say to folk, today we're beginning part 1 of a 5-part series. Today we're beginning part 2 of a 5-point series. This is part 5. You get the idea. Start a series. Now this works fantastically when it comes to articles in Facebook groups. It works like a dream when it comes to doing videos. It works with podcasts. It works with email. It even works with Twitter, and it works with Instagram. There's probably not a social media platform that this last tip won't work with. And you know what, folks? There's a very solid reason why series work so well. And it's this: in a world where we are filled with 101 distractions, when you and I start a series, guess what? It helps us to focus as the presenter, and it helps our listeners, it helps our viewers, it helps our readers to stay focused on the message. So there you have it, 8 powerful keys you can use to get more engagement, 8 powerful social media marketing strategies and ideas. Which one of these are you going to use this week? Just say that you implement one of these ideas this next week and you see a 10% increase in engagement on your social media as a result. How would that make you feel, hey? I mean, seriously, how would that make you feel? I'd love to hear which of these ideas you're going to implement this week, because remember, the power of an idea is in its implementation. Well, this is Chris Bloor, live from Chiang Mai in Thailand, heading home now to edit this video series and put them on YouTube and Facebook for you, my friends and viewers. And please leave your comments in the box below. Thanks a lot.